What if I told you that you had a time machine? You could go back in time and you could invest in companies such as Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, or 3M prior to them becoming Dividend Aristocrats. Would you do it? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about a company that gives you a very similar opportunity. Not only is this company right on the cusp of becoming a Dividend Aristocrat, but it also carries a dividend yield greater than 5%. Stay tuned, let's dive into the content. What's up, friends? It's Kendall back here again for the 9th installment in our financial friendship. Thank you so very much for coming back. I do appreciate your time. I know it's precious and I never want to waste it. Guys, I work very diligently to provide you quick, concise, accurate information to give you financial benefit. And all I ask for in advance is for you to do me two simple things. Please, number one, hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. It greatly helps out the channel. Thank you so very, very much. Guys, today we are going to be talking about a company that is right on the cusp of becoming a Dividend Aristocrat, and it carries a dividend yield north of 5%. Now, if you're new to investing or you're just new to dividend investing specifically, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is a Dividend Aristocrat? Well, a Dividend Aristocrat is a company found within the S&P 500 that has increased its dividends for a minimum of 25 consecutive years. Now, this is a very prestigious and selective group. Out of all the dividend stocks that are out there, only 65 companies meet the qualifications to be considered a Dividend Aristocrat. Now, that number is actually getting ready to decrease as well after AT&T made a massive announcement that after 36 years of consecutive dividend growth, they would be cutting their dividend. When a company is able to pay out a dividend consistently for 25 years, that's a great accomplishment. But when they can increase it for 25 consecutive years, that's even more impressive. And you may be asking yourself, well, how can a company do that without messing up the finances or without taking away from the growth of the company? Well, number one, the companies that are able to do this, they have a very consistent influx of capital and revenue. They always are bringing in money in order for them to pay out in the forms of dividends. Now, sometimes they spread themselves too thin, which is what happened with AT&T, and they have to cut those dividends. They also are typically found to be the leaders in their respective areas of industry. Overall, essentially, what Dividend Aristocrats are is very stable. They are extremely stable companies, and even in the worst of markets, they still carry a substantial amount of stability. Let's get back in our time machine and go back to the year 2008. To set the stage for you, essentially what happened in 2008 is when we had the biggest housing market crash that we have ever had. Also, we had one of the biggest corrections in the history of the United States stock market. In that time, the S&P 500 index fell a massive 38%. In comparison, the Dividend Aristocrat stocks fell on an average of 22%, almost half of what the S&P 500 index did. In comparison, these two entities have pretty much mirrored each other in terms of both volatility and growth as depicted in this image. Now, speaking of some of the growth of Dividend Aristocrats, let's look at some of their recent growth. Over the past year, Dividend Aristocrats are up 33.57% on average. Over the past 3 years, they are up 12.88% annually. And over the past 10 years, they are up an average of 11.39% annually. Now that you know what a Dividend Aristocrat is, what stability you get with investing in Dividend Aristocrats, even in some of the worst conditions of the market, and some growth that you have been able to see over the past decade with Dividend Aristocrat investing, let's get to what we've all come here for. The stock that is right on the cusp of becoming a Dividend Aristocrat, and not only that, they have a whopping dividend yield north of 5%. Guys, this week's Dividend Stock of the Week is WP Carey, ticker symbol WPC. WP Carey is a real estate investment trust, or a REIT, that owns net lease commercial properties. If you aren't familiar, a net lease is a form of commercial lease structure where the tenants pay property taxes, insurance, and maintenance expenses. Typically, net lease properties are occupied by a single tenant that signs a long-term 15-year or more lease and has gradual rent increases built in. Now, if you do not know what a real estate investment trust is, have no fear. I have previously made a video regarding real estate investment trust, and in that video, I give you 4 examples of REITs that pay out a monthly dividend. I will leave a link in the description below, and there'll be a clickable link floating above my head as well. Now, WP Carey was founded in 1973, and it has grown into one of the world's largest net leased real estate investment trusts. They operate over 1,200 properties, equating to more than 142 million square feet of real estate. Now, they are extremely diversified throughout multiple sectors of industry, and they own properties in the industrial setting, office space, retail, and self-storage. WP Carey's top tenants include the likes of U-Haul, Extra Space Storage, Marriott, and Advanced Auto Parts. Now, this company began being publicly traded in 1998, and since their inception, they have consistently paid out dividends, and not only paid them out, they have been increasing their dividend annually since. If you do the math, that is 23 consecutive years that this company has paid out dividends to their shareholders, leaving them just 2 short years shy of being a member of that elite group, the Dividend Aristocrats. Now let's take a look at some of the financial fundamentals of WP Carey. As of July the 9th, 2021, WP Carey has a stock price of $77.96. It has a market cap of $13.81 billion, and it has a dividend yield of 5.39%. Looking at some of the recent growth, WP Carey is up 15.56% over the past year. They are up 11.50% over the past 5 years, and they are up an astounding 91.31% over the past 10 years. So guys, over the past decade, this company has nearly doubled its share price. That should lead to an extreme amount of growth in portfolios, especially long-term investors. There you have it, guys. WP Carey is an extremely diversified real estate investment trust with tenants spanning across multiple sectors of industry. They have been paying out and increasing their dividend for 23 consecutive years since their inception in 1998, leaving them just 2 years shy of being considered a dividend aristocrat. And they have had some substantial short-term and long-term growth. Now guys, I know I've hit you with a lot of information. If by some chance you feel like you may have missed any of that information, please do not hesitate to rewind, go back and watch the video again. That way you do not miss any of that valuable information. Now, speaking of valuable information, if you missed last week's Dividend Stock of the Week video, have no fear, I will leave a link in the description below, and there will be one floating above my head somewhere in there, okay? Now, last week we talked about a stock that made tremendous news when it recently increased its quarterly dividend by 16.7%. Now, I do want to make it very clear that any information that I provide on this channel regarding any type of stock or company is for entertainment purposes only. It is not financial advice because I am not a financial advisor. So please do your own internal investigation on these companies to determine if their business model meets up with the parameters of your dividend portfolio. Guys, I need you to always remember the motto of this channel, and that is educate yourself, invest wisely, and be prosperous. I wish nothing but prosperity on absolutely every one of you all. And one way to become prosperous is by getting you some free stocks. In the description below, I will leave 2 links. One is for Webull and one is for Robinhood. If you click on either of these links, you download the apps and you begin your investment journey, you will get both you and I some free stocks. I appreciate it in advance. Let me know what stocks you get in the comments below. Best of luck. Guys, if you have found value in today's video, please do not hesitate to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It does greatly help out this channel, and it helps get the content out so that the financial friendship community can be extended. Please know that I always value your time. I never want to waste it because I know it is precious. And please know that until next time, I'll miss you. I love you. Peace.